The year is 2054. Magic has returned to the world, awakening powerful creatures of myth and legend. Technology merges with flesh and consciousness. Elves, trolls, orcs, and dwarves walk among us, while ruthless corporations bleed the world dry. Being a paper and pen gamer of the ShadowRun role-playing game for many years, I had to set that aside and approach this title as if I was simply looking at a brand new game loosely based on ShadowRun. This allowed myself the ability to avoid comparing this title to the world I was accustomed to through the eyes of another. For those that never played ShadowRun the RPG, one in the group is a GM or a game master, and it is this person's task to conduct the game, weaving tales for the players to interact with and adhering to the rules placed upon the world by the creators of the game. At times, the tales are spun or manipulated to change the landscape of the world to make it quite foreign to another GM's game. With that being said, let's take a look at my perspective or review of ShadowRun Returns. My name is Wasting Sanity, and for those that have seen prior reviews, they know that my style is rather simple and straightforward, giving a broad view of the game and then cutting to the chase, informing the viewer of what makes or breaks this game. ShadowRun Returns is a full-blown RPG that heavily leans towards dialogue and a lot less combat. I had mixed feelings once I discovered this. Ambient noise flows from my speakers, but I do not recall hearing a single word spoken. The combat is turn-based, and it appears to be based on cycling between each side. So the bad guys get to go, and then the player-controlled characters get to go. There are a lot of bells and whistles involved in combat, but in the end, it comes down to sheer firepower. The shotgun and the assault rifle were my weapons of choice for my adept troll. Adepts are magic users that excel in close combat, but the magic only affects themselves for the most part. I was attempting to mimic a character I once had from the pen and paper version of the game, but the options were just not there, so it was a failed attempt. But that is quite alright. The stats of the characters are strength, quickness, intelligence, willpower, charisma, and body. Strength obviously has to do with close combat, quickness has to do with guns, intelligence is for decking or using computers, willpower enhances magic, charisma actually helped nature magic, and finally body is merely health with some absorbing physical damage or soaking damage. Character creation is simple and straightforward. There are an array of skills that you can put experience into, but we're not going to go into that. To enhance the skills and attributes, the player earns karma. This is basically experience. Spending karma is rather simple. It is a tier system that requires you to spend an equal amount of points or karma based on the level to achieve that tier, and then the points equal to the next tier, etc. So for example, to achieve level 1, you only have to spend 1 point. To achieve level 8 from level 0, the player has to spend 1 point for level 1, 2 points to get to level 2. Eventually the player's total karma spent would be equal to 36 points in total. There are also cybernetic implants available in-game. Cybernetic implants are non-biological implants. They cost money in essence. Essence determines how much of the person is left and how much there is of the machine. If the player is a caster, the loss of essence has a direct impact on the magic user. The character will lose spells as they lose essence. For some characters like the Decker, essence does not matter, mainly because of the fact that the Decker has an implant or gets an implant that will allow him to jack into the net. Only Deckers can enter this part of the game. It's almost like an alternate reality, but it's actually supposed to be like the Decker entering the computer and trying to traverse the cyberspace and fighting combat, and it's its own combat system. The story of this game is different and semi-interesting. One of the flaws is that it is over too quickly. I felt like there should have been more to the game. I only participated in a handful of fights, possibly less than 10. That is why I'm giving this game a 6 out of 10. It felt like they may have run out of funding and simply wanted to push this out the door as quickly as possible. Overall, it isn't a bad game, just short, and more of an interactive virtual novel than a RPG strategy game. My name is Wasting Sanity. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And as always, I want to thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it.